So people ask all the time, how do you listen to your instincts, know when your instincts are speaking, hear your intuition, and even use it to create everything that you want in your life? Because your intuition is actually the universe or God speaking to you. And when you can answer that, then you can use the power of the universe, the power of God, the power of creation in order to create what you want and attract what you want into your life quicker and faster than you ever thought possible. This is how the universe conspires with you to create what you want into your life. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and let's dive right into the video. So, intuition will always speak to you through love and choosing happiness. And any other voice, the fear, the ego voice, is going to speak to you through fear. Here's an example. Recently, I rented a really nice hotel for my partner Ashley and I to get away for the weekend and just kind of like celebrate life and have some fun. And when we got there, the place was freaking gorgeous. Just like super amazing property. It was awesome. And it was well worth it, you know, it was an expensive place. And when we actually spent more and more time there, I felt like there was a lot of people, there was only one jacuzzi, it was just like a lot of space that everyone was around. And then when we went to bed that night, the walls were thin. And it was a beautiful room, but I could hear all the neighbors and I couldn't sleep. And then I didn't feel the bed was as comfortable as my bed. I didn't sleep that good on it. I tried to be grateful for it. That didn't help. And I made peace with it, but I had a really rough night's sleep. And sleep is something that I think is actually one of the most important things in the entire world. For me to feel optimal levels of concentration, focus, joy, happiness, inspiration, excitement about life, physical vitality, all of that I contribute as one of the top 3 factors being a good night's sleep. I generally am sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. And even that means if I have to go to bed early to wake up early and make sure I still get a lot of sleep, I generally do it. So then I paid all this money and I wanted to leave. In the middle of the night, I was like, I want to leave. But I had another night and this was really expensive. This was like over $500. And it included all these things and it was like our getaway, you know, like you have like some vacation or whatever that you planned and then something like that happens. So, in the morning, I told my partner, I said, hey, like, I want to go home. I don't want to like sleep like that again. And like, I really like our house and I feel like good there and I want to be there. And she didn't want to go back. And so we decided it'd be this cool thing where she could have like her, you know, her ladies' night and do her thing and have space to herself and like do her own dinner and like do her own spa and all that type of stuff and just like have fun with herself. And I thought that'd be great. I could go and do my thing too, and I would just go home and get her the next day. And in my head the whole time going up to this, I was like, you are such an idiot. Don't do that. That costs a lot of money. So don't just leave. Don't leave. That costs you a lot of money. So my fear of money was showing up. And then when Ashley said she wanted to stay, then I was like, oh man, I should take advantage. I paid for this thing. And a lot of times money is such a controlling force in our life that what'll happen is we'll choose things in our life out of fear as opposed to love. I ended up going home and having like the best night I'd had in so long. It was so great. Ashley and I are together all the time. So it was like this really great experience that both of us had. But if I would have listened to my fear that said, you know, money's short to come by, you know, you always need to use it and that's the most important thing, or like you're gonna waste all that money, and you know, there's so many fears that are associated, cultural fears like that that are associated with money. Whether you have a lot of it or a little of it, those cultural fears are generally still there. And that's an example of the ego speaking. The ego, in Wayne Dyer's terms, is edging God out. And I think it's a cool analogy, because if you define God and you're like, what's God? Well, God is like, it's the source energy of everything. It's the energy in everything. If you look under a powerful enough microscope, the tree, your computer, the wall, it's all energy moving at a very high speed of vibration. And Albert Einstein said, particles don't create other particles. All particles are originating from a source. And so what's the source of all that energy and vibration that makes up the wall, that makes up my body, that makes up our thoughts, the emotion of love, the energy that beats our heart? What's all that made of? You know, a word that we generally use is God. And so we're connected to that exact thing. And ego is when we edge God out. And ego believes in limitations because it doesn't know that the universe is infinite. It doesn't believe in the perfection of the universe, and that thing even challenges and negativity, quote unquote, will happen for us to grow and evolve into a bigger person. It doesn't grasp all of that. And so what ego will do is it'll try to psych us out and make us choose fear. And so the fear of that situation for me was, stay here, you spent money on it. My soul was like, dude, I don't give a shit if I spent money on this. This is a great learning opportunity for me to listen to my intuition. In this moment, I feel like going home, and I feel like it'd be awesome to have a night to myself. I can do my thing, I can read my books, like it can just like be quiet and cool, and me in my bed, and me sitting and feeling great that I chose happiness. So your intuition is always saying to you, hey, choose happiness. Here's happiness. And then the ego is always like, yeah, but if you choose that, here's the bad thing that'll happen to you. See? So intuition speaks through excitement and joy and love. So ask yourself, in a situation or decision you're making, you know, I get so many times people write and they say, either on a YouTube comment or email that is sent in, or like Instagram or whatever it is, people are always saying, hey, I have this option or this option, Jake, what should I do? I met 2 guys that are really awesome. I met 2 women that are really awesome. I've got 3 jobs that are potential jobs that are really cool. There's 4 places to live. Here's these 2 options for my dream business. Which one should I do? Right? And what'll happen is, when situations are arising, we get 2 options, generally. One of them is a fear-based, and one of them is an excitement-based. Right? And that excitement is, maybe it's like a job on the other side of the country, and maybe it's paying slightly less, but it's exactly what you've always dreamed of getting experience in. It's like your dream, and the money's no object. And then your fear is like, yeah, but you're gonna make less money, and this other job is more secure. But all your heart and your soul is begging you to take this other job. But then all the fear is speaking to you. Intuition is always going to come through you through excitement and joy, not through fear. It's not going to speak to you through fear. And so when you can learn to answer the calling of your soul, what is really happening is you're starting to communicate more clearly with the universe, or with spirit, with God, with the source of all things, with the perfection of life, with synchronicity. You're starting to answer that call more clearly. And what happens is, generally in life, when we don't get what we want, it's because we actually block it from coming into our life. We don't answer this call. You know, your soul is saying, hey, you can double your income if you start working on your dream business on the side here, if you write that book. You know, hey, this relationship is perfect for you. But then you're worried and you want to cut it off because you're looking for little tiny faults, you know, or your intuition is like, don't go out to that bar on Friday. Stay home and work on your book. and get connected to your purpose, because tomorrow you're going to meet your soulmate in the grocery store. And you're going to be so excited because you spent all day working on your book, and you're going to be in such a good vibration, in such a good emotional state. When you meet them, they're just going to be swept off their feet by you. Intuition is speaking to you in those ways. And you can differentiate because excitement will always talk through love, joy, and excitement for possibilities. And your ego will always speak through fear, doubt, and extreme irrational worry when you really break it down. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, inviting you to follow the voice that's speaking to you through your soul, that silent whisper that sometimes is drowned out by the excessive noise of our fear-based culture and the way that we're programmed by our society. The whisper is speaking. Your soul is speaking. It's saying, ask them out, ask for a raise, start your dream business. You've always wanted to travel. You always wanted to move to that place. It's time for you to start saving more money. It's time for you to start investing your money. It's time for you to say yes to that dream relationship and to your health, to get in the best shape of your life. It's speaking, it's saying through excitement and joy. And when you follow that, amazing things happen. Be sure that you subscribe to this video. Be sure that you hit the bell notification in the corner, because that's what actually notifies you for a new video. Download my free success hypnosis, jakeshypnosis.com. That's how I started to really set my life up to the level of my highest dreams, is I started brainwashing myself before the world brainwashed me. By that, I created a hypnosis for success, for abundance, for prosperity, because our culture is programming us for negativity, doubt, and worry. And so I trained it, and you can do that too. It's the exact one I use, jakeshypnosis.com down below. Have a beautiful day, and see you on the next video.